23 days ago, North Carolina FC got their first win of the 2021 campaign. And if they're looking for a second here at Salem Stadium, they need to beat an opponent that they haven't played in nearly 3 years. It's North Carolina FC and Toronto 2 here on ESPN+. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us here in Cary, North Carolina. I'm Brian Ware, along with former North Carolina FC midfielder Austin DeLuz. And Austin, when we talked to Coach John Bradford, he said this NCFC team turned the page when they beat Richmond, and now it's full speed ahead in terms of their gameplay as well as their health. Yeah, absolutely. You know, you could feel the weight lifted after that first win. You know, and the idea here is just to keep making progress. Like you said, the biggest thing is they're getting healthy, and they've got a few of those veteran players back to help these young players along that have held their own all season. And one of those veterans is a favorite here at NCFC. It's the captain. It's Nazmi Al-Badawi. Nazmi's the face of the club. He's the heartbeat of the club, and it's really, really good to see him back in the starting lineup here tonight. I know that he's extremely excited to be back out there from the start, and I'm just excited to watch him play and to start to integrate more with his team. Since that win, NCFC has had 2 clean sheets, and if they want a third in a row, they'll need to contain an excellent goal scorer in Garrett McLaughlin. You can see here Garrett McLaughlin is the leading scorer for this T2 team. He's very active. He's always looking to get shots off in and around the box. Very dangerous, and a guy that North Carolina FC absolutely has to keep an eye on tonight. 5 goals for him. He leads the team. And we mentioned Nazmi Al-Badawi's getting his first start. Another player is a former T2 player in Malik Hamilton. We'll have the lineups and the kickoff on the other side of this break here on ESPN+.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
So, how do you like your urgent care? At Wake Med, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. My Care 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies, on your tablet. So download the Wake Med All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
Selling your home often comes at a cost. Many realtors charge commissions of 6%, which seriously cuts into your profits. But with Daymark Realty, part of Coastal Credit Union, you can sell for an unbelievably low commission rate of 4.5%. Plus, professional staging and photography are included. Find out how Daymark and Coastal have saved members millions in fees and offer a better way to bank.
Welcome back to Cary, North Carolina, as North Carolina FC gets ready to host Toronto 2 here at Salem Stadium. And as we get to the lineups, Austin, we mentioned that Coach John Bradford made a couple changes with Nazmi Al-Badawi and Malik Hamilton, and they've also made a third as well in putting in Shermaine Martina.
Yeah, we can see here, good to have those veteran guys on the field, and the formation has changed a little bit too. The shape is a little bit different with Martina, Mbai, and Flick are going to be the 3 center backs playing together. Flores and Hamilton at the wing back spots are going to try to get a little bit higher up the field with Pekka and Nelson Martinez holding it down in the middle of the park. And that front 3 is really going to be very active, combining with JT Kamara, Nazmi Al-Badawi, and Thorne Simpson providing the attacking spark.
And as we get to Toronto 2, the last game we did had the affiliate for Inter Miami. Toronto 2, kind of the same thing. Wanting to get guys games, wanting to get guys minutes. They make 5 changes in today's matchup.
Very young group, but exciting group, you know, and we can see here pretty straightforward 4-4-2 with Petrasso, Maples, Politz, and Franklin across the back. Goulbourne, Yates, Carlini, and Gallardo. In the midfield, Gallardo is a very exciting player, guy to watch there, with Altobelli and of course, McLaughlin, the leading scorer, leading the charge up top.
These 2 sides currently in the bottom half of the table in League One, and know that 3 points is pivotal to their playoff opportunities, as both teams taking the knee, saying that there is no room for racism in sport, in society, and in life. As we have referee Alyssa Nichols getting things going here. T2 in white, North Carolina in their home blues, as the Canadian side gets things started here as Mbai goes into the back of McLaughlin. Quick free kick. And some instant pushing and shoving between Nelson Martinez and I believe it's Rohan Goulbourne. And Alyssa Nichols, referee, trying to keep things under control here in these opening seconds.
Setting the tone early.
And that's something that we've, with, you know, being football as a part for everyone, especially in USL League One, we're seeing more matches, the head referee being women, and women taking control of these matches. I mean, it's even gone up to the level of, at the UEFA level, when Stephanie Frappert, the French refereed a Champions League game in the men's side, as the free kick is dealt with by Nelson Flores.
Yeah, awesome to see. You know, 3 women on the crew here today.
Yes, we have assistant referees are Jordan Davis, Casey Anderson, and the 4th official is Sean Tahini. North Carolina with a win-draw-loss record of 1-3-6, currently bottom of the table. But they've also played the fewest games amongst any of the 12 teams. Meanwhile, Toronto, as the cross comes in from Erickson Gallardo, and McLaughlin with a half chance into the midst of Jake McGuire.
Yeah, North Carolina FC, as you said, played the fewest games in the league, which it's always good to have games in hand. You know, I think the being bottom of the table, obviously not ideal, and you know, they've made progress over the last few games with 2 draws and a win. But the thing about games in hand is you got to take advantage of them, right? So, you know, while there has been progress, I think these games at home, particularly tonight and Wednesday night, are huge, huge games as North Carolina FC tries to claw their way back up the table and get into a playoff position.
Yeah, and the playoff positions are kind of jumbled together. The difference between 4th place and 11th place is 4 points. Currently, Tormenta has 19 points, in North Texas, who just picked up a big win as Simpson is flagged for offsides on that excellent through ball. Simpson just a tad off on that pass. It just shows you that, you know, as we're getting closer and closer to the midway point of the season, that every point is pivotal. And Toronto currently in 9th place, 4 wins, 4 draws, 5 losses. They've won 3 of their last 5 games, but the 2 losses they've sustained, they had a chance to easily get a point. One of the losses against Fort Lauderdale, they conceded an 89th minute winner. And then in the other game against the New England Revolution, they were down a goal early in the second half and then had a penalty kick to try to tie the game, and the PK was saved. So this team is in good form right now, and NCFC wants to get on that level.
Sure, they're disappointed with those 2 results. As you said, just every point matters, and even more so, I think, for North Carolina FC because they're at the bottom looking up. And you know, I think their ambition and their hope was to be in one of those playoff positions coming into the season, and they've battled, and things just haven't gone their way. But you know, moving forward, I think they look at themselves as a playoff caliber team, so they need the results to prove that.
Same for Toronto 2 head coach Mike Munoz. His Toronto 2 side did not play at all in 2020 at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, when you know, their parent team, the MLS, is back, and the USL leagues were coming back. They decided to not play. And so this T2 side for head coach Mike Munoz is really, who took the job in 2020, is really in his first season trying to get an idea of what Toronto FC is all about. After spending the last several decade plus, as McLaughlin has called for offside, Coach Munoz has been on the West Coast, being the head of the LA Galaxy Academy and LA and Los Dos.
Definitely, you know, a lot of turmoil, both externally and internally. You know, dealing with COVID is one thing, and Toronto's first team, they just let their head coach go, and Chris Armas, so even more adversity there. But you know, Coach Munoz has done a good job with this young Toronto FC2 team, as you said, getting a few results and getting points on the board, and probably could have had a few more had they been able to see those couple games out that you mentioned. And
the beneficial thing is, I think you may have heard earlier this week, the Canadian government is allowing the Canadian teams to go back home, and especially for Toronto, to play at BMO Field. It's going to be such a treat for the fans up north to see their teams play in both, you know, in soccer, in the NHL, in the NBA. It's great to see them back, as the cross by Petrasso is out of play for a goal kick.
Absolutely. I'm sure it's a big relief for a lot of the players involved. You know, I think the strain on them has been pretty extreme over the last year, as it has been on everybody, but especially for these Canadian teams, who have been just under so many different restrictions and had to deal with, you know, all kinds of different travel regulations and things like that.
Yeah, to understand how, you know, Toronto has dealt with their season. The first team, you know, Toronto FC has played their games, their home games at where Orlando City plays for MLS games. For this T2 side, they started the year playing out west in Casa Grande, Arizona, at the Grande Sports World in Arizona. And then once June came around, they came back to Florida, and now they're going to go back home to Toronto.
And not an easy season so far.
Here's Kobe Franklin. Good defending by Nelson Flores. Eighth minute of play here, still no score. Here's Pekka trying to shield off Franklin, and they're going to get their side a throw. And you immediately see Al-Badawi telling Pekka to calm down. Let's get into a rhythm. Let's play our game. As throw-in is into JT Kamara, who had an excellent month in June. Was one of the 5 nominees for the USL Player of the Month.
He's really started to come into his own over that last month.
Al-Badawi is trying to find Flores, and he picks Franklin's pocket. Here's Nelson Martinez over to Kamara. He's got Hamilton at a wing-back role on the far side. Decides to play it near to Pekka. And Martina, who we've known over the last several games that he's played, is very good at those switch the field passes.
You can see how dangerous they are. Even when they don't connect, this one didn't connect. It was short, but you know, they're still able to go press a team. It opens up the field. It allows you to move your entire group up, and you know, they don't win the first one, but they go and get the second one, and he just adds a different element to this North Carolina FC team that not many other players on their roster can.
And Martinez is called on the foul against Stephen Yates, and he's going to be put into the book here in the 9th minute.
You can see there, he sort of wins that first tackle and comes in for the second. He's pointing at the ball. He did get the ball. He came in from behind a little bit and got the man, and I think the early skirmish that the referee had to sort out probably didn't help in that situation. But a yellow card in the first 10 minutes, never ideal for one of your defensive midfielders. It's a long way to go with a yellow hanging over your head.
Yeah, the only other midfielder on the defensive side that John Bradford has on his bench is Peter Pearson, who's started for the team. Petrasso with the cross towards McLaughlin. And Garrett McLaughlin's had a couple of chances. They've been half chances, but he's very alert to where his positioning is in the box, especially from 6 yards out.
Yeah, good goal scorer. You can see just always aware of where he is and just always looking to get on the end of things. I think that's why he's their leading scorer, right? He's got a nose for goal.
23-year-old out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Played college soccer at SMU and was the 8th pick in the 2020 MLS Super Draft to the Houston Dynamo. Here's McLaughlin. And that time, challenge was fair by Martina. Advantage is played. Carlini. Now Yates. Over to Maples. Now Altobelli.
Getting a good look here early on at how this formation has changed for North Carolina FC and what it'll look like on different sides of the ball. Right now, looking more like a back five as they're not in possession.
That's ball from Altobelli, slipped through to McLaughlin. Good defending by both Hamilton and McGuire, trying to challenge on that cross. And NCFC fortunate to not concede one into their own net there. Dangerous ball. Martina just has to boot it as Gallardo is there. But Garrett McLaughlin, as we said, very active in the box and very accurate with his passing too.
Good run in behind there from McLaughlin and a nice ball across the box. Malik Hamilton did a good job of tracking back there, and I don't think it was intentional to play that one off McGuire, but away from danger nonetheless.
The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. You can learn more at uslsoccer.com/forwardforever-proud. Toronto 2 now getting into a rhythm here. Goalborn to Petrasso. Actually, it's Altobelli no, Carlini, my apologies. Carlini and Altobelli, kind of very active midfielders, can switch sides and are very creative in their possession. Here's Franklin. Al-Badawi closes him out. Gallardo looking towards Altobelli in the corner. Back heel off of Martina. First corner kick of the match.
You can see Coach John Bradford on the sideline here sort of gesturing to his team to liven up a little bit, get into it. It's been all Toronto FC 2 so far here.
Altobelli, the 18-year-old, scored his first career goal in their 2-1 win against Fort Lauderdale, and had his first assist in a 2-2 draw against Fort Lauderdale. That was that period where Fort Lauderdale played Toronto 2 3 times in a row. A win, a loss, and a draw for both sides. His second corner kick. We'll do it again. And Luca Petrasso, number 38 in white, he's one of the more dangerous distributors for this T2 side with his crosses. This time they like to play it quick. All that commotion in the box, it's open space for Franklin to chip a ball in. Flag is up offside. And NCFC can breathe a quick sigh of relief. Jake McGuire getting the start for NCFC after keeping a clean sheet down in South Carolina against Greenville. And
Big result.
Yeah, and they definitely had chances to win that game. Al Badawi had a great chance to win it, and that's a great ball by the captain as Gallardo comes into the back, but actually the flag is up. Offside on Flores.
Unfortunate there. North Carolina FC did a really good job of playing out of the back, finding Nazmi Al Badawi facing up the field in space is exactly what you want. And Nelson Flores just kind of creeped offside there.
NCFC team also picked up a 0-0 draw down in South Georgia against Tormenta. And that was a game that Tormenta really put a lot of pressure on them defensively. They had 16 shots, but only one of them was on target. And NCFC was fortunate to get a point because they conceded a penalty late in the second half and the taker missed it. And that was how NCFC came away with a point down in Georgia.
Yeah, back-to-back clean sheets on the road. Going a long way to building confidence for this team and continuing to build off of that win a few weeks ago against Richmond here at home.
And they'll be playing Richmond again on Wednesday here on ESPN+. And Stephen Yates in space for T2.
You can see the heat and humidity already playing a factor, I think, in the pace of this game. Just a little bit sluggish, ball moving a little bit slowly. I'm sure everybody's got that kind of in the back of their mind as they try to conserve a little bit of energy to get through this 90 minutes.
Here's Politz. To Carlini, now Petrasso. Swings it back into the middle for Stephen Yates. Altobelli tried to slip it to Gallardo, and Flores picks it up. It's cleared back to Simpson, but T2 recovers it quickly. 19th minute here, still goalless. Altobelli spun into traffic, and Al Badawi wins the free kick.
That's well done. Well done from Nas there to close down Altobelli and battle to win that ball.
Yeah, he's Al Badawi, a great player for this NCFC side, was part of the Carolina Railhawks from 2011 to 2018. Tried to fulfill his MLS dream, playing with Cincinnati for a little over a year, and then came back in 2019 and started his family here. Mentioned earlier in the year when he was recovering from injury how he brought his young son to a couple of games as well. He's enjoying life here in the city of Oaks.
He is. I know how happy he is to be back on the field with his teammates.
Here's Hamilton to Al-Badawi. And Andreas Weikla with his first bit of action. And that's the experience that Al-Badawi brings. First instinct to shoot on the touch.
Yeah, good chance for North Carolina FC there. We'll see. Malik Hamilton, new to the lineup, and this is exactly what he's in the game for, is to stretch down that right side, get involved in the attack, and he lays a great ball back for Nazmi Al-Badawi, who hits it first time, and it's right at Weikla, but it's much better for North Carolina FC, who's been a little bit quiet here in the first 20 minutes of the game.
And Al-Badawi ready to deliver the corner kick as there's a lot of commotion in front of Andreas Weikla, the goalkeeper for T2 today, playing his 6th game of the season.
I was wondering if we would see former Railhawk Caleb Patterson-Sewell in goal for T2 tonight.
Corner dealt with by McLaughlin. NCFC keep it alive, but Gallardo given pressure. And when we saw the lineup, we saw number 9, Erickson Gallardo, new to the team sheet, currently plays for the MLS side, but suffered an injury during the CONCACAF Champions League, and now that he's healthy, they want to see him get some action here.
Yeah, it's a perfect situation really for MLS teams that do have one of these second teams available in this league. When they're trying to get players back to fitness, get them some games, get them some confidence, sending them on loan.
Here's Pekka. Now Kamara. Kamara finds Hamilton. Hamilton was looking towards Al-Badawi in space, dealt with by the center back, John Talon Maples.
Yeah, JT Kamara really springing that attack there again. You can see Malik Hamilton doing a good job of getting in behind this Toronto 2 team, but JT Kamara, as he has done all month, just picking up balls in that space in between the defensive line, midfield line, and springing people in behind. It's great to see him continue to grow and develop. And another player that's on loan, he's on loan from Louisville City in USL Championship, but I think the idea is the same, right? They wanted him to get more minutes, get some confidence, and continue developing. It's exactly what he's doing here.
And with the Player of the Month awards, it's a combination of both the fans with how they vote, as well as the technical committee, i.e., assistant coaches and coaches that follow the league really well. And even though Kamara didn't get much of the fan vote, the people that matter thought he was one of the best players in June.
Absolutely. I think coaches across this league, I'm sure, recognize how dangerous he is.
Turnover by North Carolina, and T2 ready to pounce on it. Here's Altobelli chipping it to Gallardo. And what a touch it is from Erickson Gallardo. It allows Garrett McLaughlin to put it into an open net, and T2 is 1-0 up midway through this first half.
Really nicely worked goal there from Toronto FC 2, and the two guys that we've referenced, McLaughlin and Gallardo, combining there for that goal. But what starts it is just a fantastic chipped ball in behind from Altobelli. You can see here, worked up the field. McLaughlin holds it up, he lays it back. Put into the middle for Altobelli, and just the deft chip over to Gallardo, who times his run perfectly and lays it into the path of McLaughlin for an easy finish.
6th goal of the season for Garrett McLaughlin, who signed with Toronto after playing with the RGV Toros, the USL Championship side that's affiliated with the Houston Dynamo. And so far this season, he has sprung to life. Now, can North Carolina get a quick response here? Kamara on the ball. Carlini got a foot in. Martinez, Al-Badawi. Good marking in the box for the T2 defense. Pekka back to Martina. Petrasso tried to shield off Al-Badawi. Second ball won by Kamara. Al-Badawi slips it to Martinez! Great save by Vikla. He needed to do it there.
Good response from North Carolina FC there following the goal. And the two dangerous attacking players, Kamara and Al-Badawi, combining there, finding Martinez open at the top of the box. Can't keep that one down, but a good response. It's exactly what you want to see. You never want to go down a goal, obviously, but I'm sure Coach Bradford is glad to see his team get right back into that Toronto box and create a chance.
Nelson Martinez, the 20-year-old out of Virginia, was part of the DC United Academy and then signed with NCFC in October of 2017. Corner kick sent in, it's flicked off a play, rebound is in, and Thorne Simpson gets his first goal for NCFC. You pick up the scraps, you pick up a goal, and it sends the fans into a frenzy.
Thorne Simpson, he'll take it any way he can get it at this point. He's worked very, very hard. He's done some good things for this team. The one thing he hasn't done was find the back of the net. We see here the ball in from JT Kamara. The goalkeeper puts it down right in the 6-yard box, and Thorne Simpson's there to punish him for his mistake.
The 23-year-old out of Kingston, Jamaica, on loan from his professional team on the island, getting his first goal for NCFC. And in the 7 previous games that he had played, I think the game that we did against Fort Lauderdale, he had multiple chances to get a goal and it just wouldn't come. And now, a simple one where you pick up the scraps, it's just got to light a fire under you.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes is just, you know, being in the right place at the right time. And you know, you hope that opens the floodgates for him moving forward, because like you said, he's had plenty of chances that just haven't gone his way. But a dangerous player who, again, works very, very hard for the team.
And now we're just
self out of pressure there with a little bit of skill.
Hamilton in his first start. Al-Badawi on a big run on the pass from Kamara. And Vikla saw it the whole way.
Good awareness there from Vikla to be off his line. Al-Badawi and Kamara again looking to combine there. Kamara has been so dangerous through these first 30 minutes with those slip balls in behind.
Yeah, Vikla, 24 years old, out of Toronto. But his ancestral heritage traces him back to Estonia, and he's played for the Estonian youth and senior national teams. Here's Al-Badawi. Kamara with a quick pass towards Simpson, picked off by T2. And now Julian Altobelli to Goulbourne. Him and Gallardo have switched wings. So now Goulbourne on the right, Gallardo on the left. As Kevin Politz, a name that people in the Triangle know pretty well, the former ACC Defensive Player of the Year out of Wake Forest, as a foul goes against NCFC.
Yeah, Kevin Politz, fantastic career at Wake Forest. A talented player, signed with New York Red Bulls, homegrown out of college. He's bounced around a couple spots over the last couple years, but very intelligent player. Very good on the ball.
What a ball. Here's Kobe Franklin. What a stop by McGuire. And that was just from the right back, just cutting into the center. Second ball in. dealt with by NCFC. Defense has got to be very careful when their center backs challenge some of these players trying to receive the ball. Goulbourne, cross in, McLaughlin with the acrobatic goal! As he tells the crowd to shush. An excellent piece of football from Garrett McLaughlin.
Goal of the week, goal of the month, goal of the year maybe?
Absolutely.
We'll see it here.
Acrobatic bicycle kick from the SMU product. In space, too. No one marked him.
We see here fantastic service from Goulbourne, just a little chip. McLaughlin adjusts his body and the overhead bicycle kick. McGuire coming off a really fantastic save a minute or so ago, but nothing he can do about that one.
McLaughlin with a brace. And Toronto 2 is back in control here at Salem Stadium. And now the boys in blue have to fight their way back from a goal down. As you hear John Bradford giving support, trying to get this side to be a little more aggressive and finish this half strong. Obviously, in conversation with Coach John Bradford, he mentioned that he wanted to try to keep, this is a new formation, playing with a back three with two wing backs. Is the fact that some of the initial commitment of, central defenders playing like, a back four where you got to challenge, as a red card has been issued to North Carolina's Pekka. And we're being told that either the fourth official or the assistant referee saw something after one of the T2 players was down. And Pekka, one of the veterans of this side, has been sent off here in the 34th minute. And we'll try to get you some replay footage of it.
Must have seen something we didn't see, because I have no idea. JT Kamara comes in for the tackle, and he catches Carlini there, and there's Pekka, steps in. I mean, it must have happened after what we just saw there, because there's nothing deserving of a red card in that
initial
exchange.
Challenge. It had to be a secondary exchange.
I think what they're referencing is he might have backed up when. So we see here he comes through.
And as he backs up, foul's called. There's a push.
That is
going over the player.
I'm dumbfounded by that, because there is absolutely nothing there to result in a red card.
So unfortunately, and this was occurring while we were trying to start a discussion about the way this shape had been forming under Coach Bradford, and now that whole plan's out the window.
Yes.
They're down to 10 men. Go back to what you know. Go back to the structure that you know and try to win from that position.
Incredibly difficult and unfortunate, I think, for North Carolina FC coming off a 3-game unbeaten streak, trying to get themselves back up the table, gaining some momentum, making progress, and to go down a man 35 minutes into a game at home on a call like that is just, like I said, I'm a little bit dumbfounded. I don't know what what to say about that one.
And the reason why there's a delay here is because Pekka has to go to the locker rooms and off the field of play. As we take another look at it, as there is a foul, you know, referee Alyssa Nichols had called a foul, and as there's a little bit of pushing, Pekka steps over Carlini.
Yeah, that certainly changes things.
And it definitely changes the complexion of this fixture. Now that NCFC has to play with 10 men, so it looks like you've got Flick, Imbai, Martina, and Flores playing with a back four. Malik Hamilton, Nelson Martinez, Nazmi Al-Badawi, and JT Kamara as the midfielders, and Thorne Simpson as the lone striker. So in a 4-4-1, T2, a goal up and a man up. Here's Yates for Toronto 2. To the wide side, Rohan Gulborn with the cross in. Dealt with by McGuire. Lays it off to Martinez in space to run. But he needs support. And he finds some on the far side in Hamilton. Now Flick. Al-Badawi. Going to be seeing a lot of white shirts in the middle of the pitch, which means Nelson Martinez has really got to be a provider in between those midfield lines.
It's going to be a big, big effort from those guys in the midfield if North Carolina FC is going to get anything out of this game now.
Considering you see that Malik Hamilton on the far side and Kamara on the near side are spread so far wide. You see Al-Badawi right next to the referee in between the lines, trying to be an option. That is the only option to attack the width of this defense. Al-Badawi tries to play it to Simpson. Politz wins the challenge, trying to go quickly on the counter. Al-Badawi picks it off, and Hamilton will keep it in. As Hamilton brings it up, I think you saw Al-Badawi talking to Thorne Simpson about, I need you to also come up a little further to try to provide support as well.
Yeah, he's going to have to show more and hold the ball up a little bit more effectively, because North Carolina FC is going to need that outlet.
40th minute here as NCFC trying to keep the ball alive on this third. Kamara to Simpson. Simpson couldn't get around Kobe Franklin. It's kicked out, and Nelson Flores will keep play alive. And it's down to the foot of Martinez. Now Flick. Al-Badawi.
Ironically, probably the longest spell of possession that North Carolina FC's had all half following that red card, but.
Yeah, Toronto too is kind of let NCFC have the ball, but as a free kick is given on the foul from Stephen Yates. Obviously Kamara wanting a card there.
There's going to be a lot of asking for cards for the rest of this game. JT again with the quick feet, just baiting Yates in there. Yates takes a chunk out of him. But yeah, that's the thing when you give a straight red like that for a sort of mysterious reason, you know, you're going to have players asking for cards for the rest of the game because all bets are off at that point, right?
So free kick here in the 41st minute. Kamara chips it towards Thorne Simpson. Couldn't get it under control, and T2 gets it clear. Al-Badawi Over the top to Thorne Simpson. Onside in the box. Good pass across. Petrasso's there. And calmly finds Carlini. And Bai wins that challenge against Gallardo. Now Al-Badawi. Hamilton. Flick has come up in an advanced position. And McLaughlin picks Al-Badawi's pocket. And even though it's 2-on-3, you have two dangerous players in Gallardo and McLaughlin. Is Gallardo with a chance. Palmed down by McGuire, and Martina boots it long.
Goldborn, you could see, not happy with Gallardo on that one. He was streaking down that right side.
Here's Carlini. Over to Petrasso. Carlini looking towards Altobelli. Simpson takes it away, and Kamara gets around Maples. And still JT Kamara. But that's a great recovery by John Talon Maples. Kamara got rid of him early in that run, and he's able to track him back and take it away as one of the T2 players is cramping up. It's Antonio Carlini down at midfield, as we also see JT Kamara down, knowing the effort that he just gave as well on that big, 40, 50-yard run.
Yeah, I believe that's actually Thorne Simpson down, but I think you can see the heat affecting people, and got a good look there from Kamara at what I think North Carolina FC is going to be trying to do for the rest of the game is just be difficult to break down, win the ball, and counter when they can.
Pandemic frontline worker Ebony Christmas, who was instrumental in helping coordinate the vaccination.
Thorne Simpson is down as well.
And North Carolina courage player. Ebony is a longtime leader and a member of the
surprisingly, the temperature is not as hot as it's been the last couple days here, which is why we didn't have a hydration break during the middle of the first half.
It might have not be as hot as it's been the last couple days, but I guarantee they're still feeling it out there.
Yeah, the humidity still feels, that kind of tropical southern humidity that it's always been.
Yep, and it doesn't help that the kickoff was an hour earlier than usual at 6 p.m. as opposed to 7 p.m. A little extra sun for you.
So both players getting up and are okay, and teams come back onto the field. Fans, if you can't watch the match, you can turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday night at 7 Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Getting to the end of the first half, obviously there's still a lot of stoppage time here with the red card and the injuries and the goals. Looking at the number, we hear it is 3 minutes of stoppage time in this first half.
3 minutes.
Yates, Carlini, out wide to Petrasso, cross dealt with by Flick, it hangs in the air, McLaughlin got a head on it.
North Carolina FC is just going to try to see this one out here to halftime.
Gallardo with a cross into Altobelli. Again, another free header for this T2 side. You think that's going to be a key concern for John Bradford.
Definitely going to be a talking point as we see the replay here. Gallardo with a nice cutback. And Altobelli can't keep the header on frame, but as you said, you know, North Carolina FC, even prior to the red card, far too many chances coming for Toronto FC from this right side.
Just reached about the midway point of stoppage time here in the first half as Flick's pass in front of Al-Badawi, and here comes T2 as Yates was trying to look for Gallardo all the way to the end line. He's able to recover it. Carlini. Now trying to chip it to Goulbourne. And McGuire, for that it's catching practice. Now, what can Al-Badawi construct as the conductor now? A lot of responsibility is going to be on him. Being a goal down and a man down. Flick, Hamilton. Now back to Martina. Al-Badawi slips it to Kamara. Altobelli gets a foot in, right into the path of Flores. Good slip to Martinez, needed a better touch. As T2 evades that last bit of danger, we've had the 3 minutes, and that is halftime here at Salem Stadium. Austin, T2 up 2-1, and they've looked the better team.
They have. I think it's a disappointing half from North Carolina FC's perspective. Prior to the red card even, I don't think they were quite good enough, but really the red card completely changes the game and makes it very, very difficult for them to get back in it. But having said that, we've seen them respond all season. You know, they've fought in every game and found results over the last 3 games. So we'll see if they can do that here again tonight.
They're going to have to do it with 10 men as Garrett McLaughlin has been the star today with a brace in the opening 45 minutes. We'll be back with halftime highlights after this.
Select Physical Therapy is focused on patient safety now more than ever before. Select's centers remain open and offer a safe environment for you to receive physical therapy services. You don't need a doctor's referral to begin care and start feeling better today. Select Physical Therapy also offers telerehab, so you can easily connect with a licensed therapist through web-based technology that is HIPAA compliant, right from the comfort of your home. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to schedule an appointment. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
Behind this shot, there's a story of well-loved cleats and pride-soaked jerseys, a story of years of support and leadership. There is a story of family. Behind every shot, there's soccer.com. Greatness grows here.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
In Cary, North Carolina, as NCFC is unbeaten in their last 3 games. After 45 minutes, they're 2-1 down against Toronto 2, as it's been the Garrett McLaughlin show with his brace in the first half. Hello again, thanks for joining us here in the press box. I'm Brian Ware, along with NCFC midfielder Austin DeLuzin. Austin, if you take a look at the first 45 minutes, take the red card aside. When Toronto 2 has been dangerous and aggressive, they've really shown that they're a side to be reckoned with. And with Garrett McLaughlin at the head of the spear in that T2 attack, they can be dangerous in this league.
Absolutely, yeah. We've seen what McLaughlin is capable of here tonight. I think a pretty special goal in that second goal. But, yeah, it's been far too easy for them, I think, to break down North Carolina FC and find those balls in behind and create chances. So, yeah, a disappointing half for North Carolina FC, but credit to Toronto FC, too. They've been fairly good. Looking at the subs that Coach John Bradford has on his bench, he's got Christo, he's got Frame, he's got Miscic. Does he make a change to start the second half, in your mind? It wouldn't surprise me. I think the difficulty comes with, reassessing your shape and figuring out how those players affect your team when you're down a man. Christo's an attacking player. Miscic is an attacking player. And while you do need to get yourself back into the game and score a goal, being down a man just kind of changes the calculus on the decision-making there. So I'll be curious to see what he does. But I think the biggest thing is just they need a little bit more energy. And it's stuff that we've talked about in past games here. But, the red card just makes it really, really difficult. And it's going to be a key issue because with NCFC's schedule, they play in 3 days' time against Richmond. As you get a look at their schedule, that means that Coach Bradford's really got to rotate his players well. A lot of things to think about there, yeah. Big, big game against Richmond that gets even bigger if they don't pick up points here tonight. And then on the road for the next 2 at Fort Lauderdale and at New England. Not easy games by any means, and we see there against Chattanooga and North Texas again in short order. It's a packed schedule in August, as you can see. Yeah, that game against Chattanooga in August is going to be a key game. They played Chattanooga pretty well, lost 3-2 in Tennessee. As we look at Toronto's upcoming schedule, it kind of opens things up a little bit, especially when they go home. We mentioned on the at the end of July, they're going back to Toronto. So Greenville, Richmond, Chattanooga, they got to cross the border. Yeah, a little bit more travel, but I'm sure, the pros of being back at your actual home outweigh the cons there. But we talked about it, the parity in this league. No game is easy. So, they're at New England, then they're home. Greenville and Richmond, just every game tough, and Forward Madison you see there, always a difficult one as well, especially in Madison, but some exciting games. So we'll step aside, and at the other end of this break, we'll give you some of the news and notes that's happening here in the USL, the league that is growing soccer across the country.
First-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Save from Cardoni, it's there, and Cardoni with a huge save. Beautiful ball through, and that's in. Brilliant. Daniel Bruce with a stunner. Yearwood now. Yearwood for New Mexico.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
So, how do you like your urgent care? At Wake Med, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. My Care 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies on your tablet. So download the Wake Med All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
There you get a look at the Oak City supporters, and they're going to have to make a lot of noise in this second half with NCFC down to 10 men and a goal down against Toronto 2 here on ESPN+. Currently, NCFC is bottom of the table. As we look at the standings, as we mentioned earlier, there's only a 4-point gap between 4th and 11th. And if you look at the top three, it's even closer. 1 point separates the top three.
Really tight. You can see there 4 teams on 16 points, and North Texas right behind at 15 with North Carolina FC looking up at those teams. But you know, the two games in hand that North Carolina FC have on North Texas, we mentioned they have to take advantage of them, and a game like tonight is the perfect opportunity. But just really tight, and it's going to be an exciting finish to the season here as we look at the back half.
Yeah, Chattanooga rising up to second, unbeaten in their last 7 games. As we look at the scores, a lot of these games taking place yesterday. Richmond and Fort Lauderdale battled to a draw. Crazy game down in Greenville, South Carolina, as South Georgia gets their first win in quite a while. And FC Tucson with their best result, a 4-2 win against New England Revolution 2. As we look at the news and notes, we mentioned before that the USL is a league that wants to grow the sport of soccer in America, and we get that. Football coming to Monterey. Owner Ray Bischoff is relocating the former club Fresno FC from Fresno to Monterey on the coast, and they will join the USL Championship in 2022. Meanwhile, in USL League One, the Northern Colorado Hailstorm will debut in 2022. The name was unveiled on Thursday from owner Jeff Katofsky, and they will be one of 2 sides in USL League One. And we mentioned how Chattanooga is rising up the standings. They never say die. Another late winner, and as you see, they've scored 8 goals this season after the 75th minute. That's insane.
They love the drama. A strong team, like you said. Great to see them continuing to rise up the standings, and exciting things happening all over the country as more teams join USL at all levels. And two great franchises there in Monterey and Northern Colorado. Really fun to see that happening in the league.
And Chattanooga had a couple of players named to the team of the week, but the player of the week was the Brazilian-Japanese player Kazu, who scored a brace in North Texas's 4-1 win against Forward Madison, and several players were on that list, including Gibran Rayo, Eddie Munjoma, and Khalil El Medkar. Another player who was named to the team of the week, Nelson Martinez, who was excellent defensively when they had that 0-0 draw in South Carolina against Greenville. So some of our young guys getting recognized by the USL, named to the team of the week. Congratulations to those players, and we'll take one more break and we'll show you the highlights as T2 is up 2-1 on North Carolina FC here on ESPN+.
Selling your home often comes at a cost. Many realtors charge commissions of 6%, which seriously cuts into your profits. But with Daymark Realty, part of Coastal Credit Union, you can sell for an unbelievably low commission rate of 4.5%. Plus, professional staging and photography are included. Find out how Daymark and Coastal have saved members millions in fees and offer a better way to bake.
Select Physical Therapy is focused on patient safety now more than ever before. Select's centers remain open and offer a safe environment for you to receive physical therapy services. You don't need a doctor's referral to begin care and start feeling better today. Select Physical Therapy also offers telerehab, so you can easily connect with a licensed therapist through web-based technology that is HIPAA compliant, right from the comfort of your home. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to schedule an appointment. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
Behind this shot, there's a story of well-loved cleats and pride-soaked jerseys, a story of years of support and leadership. There is a story of family. Behind every shot, there's soccer.com. Greatness grows here.
Back here at Salem Stadium, T2 with a 2-1 lead against NCFC. And as we quickly go to the highlights, Austin, the goals that have been scored so far today have been pretty good, especially from Garrett McLaughlin.
Yeah, we see here McLaughlin involved in the build-up to this one, laid it across out to belly with a really, really nice, precise chip to Gallardo, who lays it straight into the path of McLaughlin again, who taps it home. And an easier finish on that one than on his. But North Carolina FC with the short corner, JT Kamara whips one across the face of the goal, and the goalkeeper spills it. Thorne Simpson's there to jump on it and blast it home. That's his first of the season for the club. A big weight off of his shoulders. He's enjoying it. And we'll see here, as I said, maybe goal of the week, goal of the month, goal of the year, whatever you want. The chip across, and Garrett McLaughlin improvising with the bicycle kick. Jake McGuire, nothing he can do about that one. That's a special, special goal there from Garrett McLaughlin.
And unfortunately, NCFC is playing the rest of the game with 10 men as a red card after a foul on Pekka. And we debated whether it was a soft red card. We didn't get a chance to see the full aspect of that replay, but referee Alyssa Nichols getting assistance from the fourth official and the assistant referee to issue that red card to Pekka. And now, as we mentioned during halftime, NCFC has made their first change as Cole Frame, number 26 in blue, gets us started here for the second half.
Yeah, Cole Frame comes in for Thorne Simpson, and right now he's occupying that center forward spot. Really, I think he's being brought in just to put in some dirty work up there, press when he can, chase down long balls like this, and just provide some energy, try to make up for being down a man with a, like I said, a little bit more activity.
And T2 also made a change to start the second half. Number 81, Femi Antonoglu, comes in for Erickson Gallardo. Gallardo, we mentioned, coming back from injury, and head coach for T2, Mike Munoz, giving him 45 minutes, and he played a pretty good 45 minutes, especially getting that assist on that first goal.
Yeah, involved in the goal, a little bit quiet, but that's, to be expected, I think, from a player coming back from injury who's not quite up to full fitness, but you could see the ability that he has. When he did get on the ball, he made a few things happen, so I'm sure it's all part of the plan for Toronto as they work him back into that first group.
Here's Stephen Yates trying to find Antonoglu. Trying to chase it down this near side, and it will go out of play. Antonoglu, 20-year-old out of Toronto, been part of the Toronto Academy, played his first game a couple years ago at the age of 18 when T2 played their first year in USL League One. Maples to Yates. Now Petrasso. Into space is Carlini. Slips it to McLaughlin, who is on a hat trick. Now they go over to the far side with Kobe Franklin. Rohan Gulborn. Yates. See that quick run from McLaughlin. And it's slipped to Altobelli. Julian Altobelli. It's laid off to Petrasso. First chance for T2 here in this second half. Playing with a lot of confidence. 3 wins out of their last 5 games. And as we mentioned earlier, the games that they lost, they definitely could have ended up with draws and could have come into this game unbeaten in 5 games. But they're playing with a lot of confidence, currently in 9th place. And just a point out of the playoff position as Cole Frame gets a free kick for NCFC. Al-Badawi with a quick restart towards Cole Frame. And Politz will let it go out of play. Here's Flick. Mbai. Now Martina under pressure from Altobelli. We mentioned how Politz was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year in 2017. Mbai, ACC Defensive Player of the Year in 2019 when he played for Clemson as a senior. And Tonoglu. Carlini. Maples over to Gulborn.
You can see North Carolina FC just trying to keep things tight here.
And Tonoglu with the cross. Goes past everybody and will go for a throw over by the far corner. Obviously both sides with multiple substitutions left to make here in this second half. Mentioned that NCFC has players like Robbie Christo, Josh Cohen, Selmir Mishcic as attacking options.
Yeah, it's unfortunate again. I think the red card just changes things so much because such a big part of what's made things difficult for NCFC in the early part of this season is that injuries, you know, leading to lack of depth and not having those attacking options on the bench when they need to chase games. And tonight they have all those attacking options available, and you really like the look of their lineup coming into the game, but the red card again just really limits their ability to use those options. You know, I think if anybody we're going to come in and make an impact on this game off of that bench, for me it's probably Peter Pearson, who just can cover so much ground, so good at breaking up plays. So would not be surprised to see him come in.
Here's Flick over to Hamilton. Under pressure from Carlini. And his pass is picked off by Petrasso. Now Altobelli, first times it. And McGuire did get a touch to it. Corner kick for T2.
Really nice strike here from Altobelli. ton of space to turn and pick out his shot, and McGuire gets a touch on that one. Altobelli's been involved in quite a bit for Toronto too here tonight. Talented player.
Soft corner played to Goulburn, picked up by Kobe Franklin. And it comes off Franklin last, the 18-year-old. Now having to run back to his position. For the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USLW League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs from across the championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets. The W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to uslwleague.com to learn more. And as I was going through that read, Cole Frame had a great run. Was trying to link up with JT Kamara, and it was just out of his reach. And a yellow card is going to be issued to Max Flick for the challenge on Altobelli.
Yeah, just a little bit heavy from Frame on that counter. As we get a look here at the foul on Altobelli from Flick, and Flick stepping in, trying to win that, and you can see just a little bit late, and takes a piece of Altobelli as he's going by. But going back to that counterattack from Cole Frame, you know, he did well to move the ball forward, commit the defender, and just a little bit heavy for JT Kamara, and you could see the reaction from John Bradford. Really disappointed with the execution there, because I just don't think they're going to see many chances of that quality in this second half, being down a man. They really need to take advantage of them.
Mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is the first time that NCFC and Toronto 2 have played each other in nearly 3 years, going back to July of 2018 as Petrasso finds Antonoglu, cross-blocked by Flick.
I think I remember that last game against Toronto FC too.
I looked at the highlights, and I was going to say you should have remembered that because you scored one of the unlikeliest ways I think you've scored a goal, a header.
Brian, you must not know me very well. Most of my goals were headers.
As we have a foul on NCFC, and it's on Malik Hamilton, and he's also going to be put into the book. That is the third yellow card issued, and the fourth issued to the team.
Some frustration here from Hamilton. You see the foul, and then he kicks away the ball after the call is made, and it's always going to result in a yellow.
NCFC wins the ball back, and Flick on a run for the boys in blue. Now Al-Badawi, who played in 2018 for NCFC. Going back to the game where you scored the goal, I was going to ask, did you know who else scored in that win? Because they're a couple of your former teammates. As a free kick's going to be issued just at the edge of the box. Kamara brought down by Franklin.
I don't remember who else scored, but if I scored, then that's all we need to remember. Right?
Well, as we get a look at the replay of the foul, as you see Kamara trying to get that burst of speed against Kobe Franklin.
I think Kamara's a little bit lucky to receive that call. Franklin looked like he was well positioned, good defending, staying with JT Kamara there.
The other 2 players, Daniel Rios and Kyle Becker.
Wow. Blast from the past.
So Nazmi Al-Badawi will construct the free kick here. Down 2-1 here in the 58th minute. 10-man side trying to level things here as a free kick comes in from Al-Badawi. And a foul is issued just outside the box as Flick went down. Bodies tangling up at the edge of the box, and John Talon Maples trying to plead his innocence.
Yeah, you could see Flick. We've seen him be dangerous on set pieces, scoring with his head a few games back, and he was marked very tightly by Maples there. Ultimately too tightly, I think.
Yeah, usually it looked like it was a shirt tug was what Alyssa Nichols saw. So now this is a much better position, about 20 yards out, as the wall is being marked, and Andreas Weikla is going to have to navigate a big wall. And you're seeing the new idea in soccer with a player laying down behind the wall, trying to prevent it.
You can see Nazmi Al-Badawi counting it off there. I think he's got a point. You see the wall.
It's a quick one, though, and it's saved by Weikla. And a free kick is given to T2.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Nazmi has a point there. The wall on the penalty spot, which is 12 yards out. The ball about a yard outside of the box.
And Kamara just decides, I'll go for it.
Yeah. It's a good strike.
It was.
It's going to have to be really, really special to beat the goalkeeper on that side. Nazmi's arguing some math there with the wall on the penalty spot. That's 6 yards away from the top of the box. Ball 1 more yard. Doesn't add up to 10, does it?
No. The T2 survive those 2 free kicks and are looking to try to put the nail in the coffin against this 10-man NCFC side. Carlini, Altabelli, and a touch got away from him. As he had McLaughlin and Goulburn in the box with him. '60th minute here in Cary, North Carolina. Brian Ware and Austin DeLuz on the call. Also want to thank our incredible team with us, led by producer Evan Badler. Long ball towards Cole Frame, dealt with by Politz. Second ball won by Al-Badawi. NCFC trying to play simple passes, balls to feet. Here's Martina. Now Flores. Kamara. Flores continuing his run. Solid defensive work by Kobe Franklin, and he wins the throw. So far, in terms of, weren't able to show you some of the stats at halftime. Currently, T2's had more of the ball and more shots. As here is Garrett McLaughlin, who's had 2 already, and McGuire parries it away. T2 looking dangerous yet again, especially as NCFC tries to chase this game, being a man down and a goal down. T2, that's now 10 shots, and Jake McGuire's made 4 saves as Petrasso loses sight of the ball.
Yeah, McGuire's made some big saves to sort of keep NCFC in it. It's been very consistent, solid all season. Another addition to the strong list of goalkeepers that NCFC's had over the years.
Yeah, we saw one a couple weeks ago in Akira Fitzgerald, the Irish Ninja. Alex Tambakis, who's now playing, is it New Mexico, I believe?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, New Mexico United.
Another one we saw against the United States for Haiti in the Gold Cup, Brian Silvestre.
Great challenge by Martina. That was a necessary one as Altobelli was on a Route 1 path to goal. Looks like NCFC may be making their second change, looking to bring in Robbie Christo. Another one of the excellent veterans on this NCFC side. Stephen Yates was looking to shoot. And a challenge into Nelson Flores yields the free kick. Quick restart though as NCFC's on the ball and pressing down the field as Kamara tried to slip it through, but too many shirts in white for JT Kamara there.
Yeah, probably just not really on there, I don't think, for JT Kamara. He's looking for Cole Freeman behind, but just don't have the numbers to support him. Really needs to do a little bit better job of picking his spots, picking his moments to look for passes like that as this game continues.
McLaughlin, Yates. Now Petrasso. Yates trying to see the field. Passes it back to Politz. Product of Wake Forest. Now Carlini. Martinez almost had the ball there. Even though he got that yellow card early in the game, he's been very active in the midfield for NCFC. And as this game wears on, if T2 get more and more of the ball, NCFC might be chasing shadows. And it's another dangerous chance on the cross from Petrasso. And a substitution is being made as Malik Hamilton, who got his first start in NCFC colors, goes out, and Robbie Christo, a solid number 9 striker, comes on for NCFC.
Yeah, good shift from Malik Hamilton there in his first start, and that'll move Cole Frame out to the right side as Robbie Christo comes up to be a target man up top, and they're going to look for him as well to hold the ball up, and very dangerous on set pieces, obviously, with his size. But another piece, another veteran piece that NCFC are excited to have back and healthy and get him back to full fitness with this team.
Franklin, Carlini, McLaughlin, back to Carlini, Goulburn, Yates over to Politz. Now Stephen Yates looking towards this near side with Altobelli getting it out wide to Petrasso. Ball at the edge of the box. Cross in, header dealt with by Martina. Kamara wins the second ball and finds Cole Frame in space. He has Christo in support. 2v2 if they can play it right. Cole Frame, left-footed shot, and we're tied at 2. Oh my goodness, the super sub has done it for NCFC.
Go on, young man. Do it yourself. Cole Frame. Sprung in behind by a really great ball from JT Kamara. He picks it up. He drives at the defense. It almost looked like he had dribbled himself into trouble here, but he gets the shot off with his left foot, sneaks it into the near post, and you look at him, he's like, I don't know either. That's exactly what he's provided every time he's come into a game, especially here at home, is that spark, that energy, that willingness to drive at defenders. And Cole Frame, the young academy prospect, changing the game here again tonight, bringing NCFC level.
The 18-year-old out of Wake Forest with his second goal of the season. He got his first goal in his first start when they went to Chattanooga. And again, as you mentioned, with Coach Bradford saying that this team was dealing with injuries, they bring in an 18-year-old, and 6 minutes into that game, he scores his first career goal. Now he's got his second, and a key moment here for the boys in blue. A man down and now tied at 2. And obviously, you don't want to be, as Martinez is going to be called for a foul on Franklin. I was thinking about the right words to not get too excited about the moment. Make sure you stay in the system and then play on the counter when you can. And Martinez has to be careful here because he is on a yellow card. He's one of the two players on the field that is on a yellow.
Yeah, I don't think anything changes really here with their mindset after that goal. It's still going to be stay tight and compact defensively and look for our opportunities to counter, exactly like you said. Don't let the emotion get the best of you.
Here's Altabelli with the free kick, and McGuire claims it against Pollitz. And the quick outlet, Frame against Goulburn, brought down, and John Bradford's asking for a card, but no foul is whistled. Play is continuing here as the fans showing their protestations as NCFC gets the loose change. JT Kamara, shot is blocked, and it goes out for a throw on the far corner. Lot of chaos here in these last few moments.
Yeah, I think they have every right to be upset here. Cole Frame does a good job to put Goulburn off of this one, and he's in behind. It's difficult, you know. He's looking for the contact, I think, and
obviously with everything that happened with the Pekka red card, that there wasn't much in it, but there was enough that the referees called it.
Right.
And obviously, John Bradford looking at the assistant referee, looking at the fourth official, saying, is that a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity in that moment, as Rohan Goulburn is going to be subbed off here in the 71st minute for number 52, Kosi Thompson, the 18-year-old for Toronto 2. What a wild moment there, as Cole Frame starting this second half has been very sprightly with his speed, with his pace, with his dribbling ability, as you saw in that second goal. Could he be the spark that can propel NCFC to this comeback? They've come back twice being a goal down. And now here's Thompson with his first touch. Over to Yates. Now Carlini. Passed over to the near side. Petrasso. Now Antonoglu. Here's Franklin with a shot, blocked by Martina. Now Carlini. Yates swings it to the far side for Kosi Thompson. Coming in on his left foot. And it's high for a goal kick, as I believe it's Nelson Martinez who is down for NCFC, taking a little bit of that challenge on the shot from Thompson just a moment ago. And the trainer has to be called out.
Caught with the follow through there.
So far, NCFC has made 2 changes. They still have a couple more up their sleeve. We get another look at that last shot by Thompson. You see Martinez coming in as well.
Cuts inside and Flores in for the tackle.
I think it was a collision just as Thompson was going through his motion on his shot.
Yep.
Looks like he's okay, and he'll have to go over to the far side. Coach Bradford has several options left up his sleeve to try to look for a winner here in the late stages of this match. NCFC 2, Toronto 2-2. Cristo wins the header, and Kamara now on the ball for NCFC. The United Soccer League, all 12 League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. As Martina tries to spring frame, he's going to be flagged for offside.
Yeah, great to see the league continuing that initiative, and NCFC as well adding Black Lives Matter patches to their jerseys tonight. Something I spoke with Nazmi Abadawi about before the game. He said it was very important to them to continue to show their supports, and something that assistant coach Mike McGinty led the charge on as well, but the team continuing to use their platforms, and great to see.
Here's Carlini. Oh my goodness, what a strike by Antonio Carlini, the 20-year-old out of Ottawa. He's been able to find pockets of space throughout the match, and from just outside the box, he puts T2 up again.
Fantastic strike there from Carlini. We see here Yates, who's been at the heart of a lot of what Toronto has done out of that midfield, and Carlini just way too much time and space to turn and hit that shot, but give him credit. He hit it with venom, and again, McGuire left hung out to dry there.
Carlini with his second goal of the season. He scored his first career goal as a professional earlier this month against Tormenta. And T2, as we mentioned, they've played like a side that's playing winning football, and sometimes it's those margins. If you leave space for these T2 attackers, they can punish you.
Absolutely. Far too easy, I think. We talked about what North Carolina FC wanted to do after tying this game up was just stay compact and look to counter, and to allow somebody to step into the sort of the middle of the field, right at the top of the box, to get the ball, turn, face up, and have a shot like that.
Altobelli runs into 2 blue shirts, and Cristo is brought down by Maples, and a yellow card's going to be issued to the center back for T2. John Talon Maples 22-year-old who also played college soccer at SMU, is booked here in the 77th minute. As Altobelli was sandwiched between Martinez and Al-Badawi. Cristo was brought down at midfield, and NCFC really looking to get on with it as Martinez puts the ball in space for Kamara, and Pollitt's able to clear it only as far as Flores. Now Al-Badawi, flick. NCFC trying to get it out wide here to Cole Frame, who tied the game up a moment ago. Now Flores moving over to this right side, looking to chip a ball in with his left foot. Instead, tries to shift the ball from side to side. Here's Martina. Header at the edge of the box is Pollitt, and Mbai charges into Antanoglu. It looks like advantage is going to be played. And Martinez wins the ball against Altobelli. Al-Badawi. Frame. Cole Frame measuring himself against Antanoglu. Trying to slip it through to Al-Badawi, the captain. Picked off by Toronto 2, and now Stephen Yates will get it out of harm's way. Now Julian Altobelli. Kosi Thompson. McLaughlin's in support. First time pass. Collected up by Yates here in the near corner. 79th minute. NCFC 2, Toronto 2, 3. Carlini. Antanoglu, McLaughlin. Antanoglu to Altobelli. Good defense by Mbai and Flick. And here's a chance. Low curler by Yates goes wide. Couple changes ready to come in for both sides as Toronto 2 will bring in number 48, Dante Campbell, in for Antonio Carlini. Campbell a defender, and now Selmir Mishcic will come in for Nelson Martinez here in the 80th minute.
Yeah, we know what Mishcic is capable of. Seen him score some special goals, and that's what they'll be looking for out of him tonight as they try to get back into this game again. It looks like he's going to be playing in the middle of the park there with Nazmi Al-Badawi. Nazmi's going to sit a little bit deeper and try to orchestrate out of that holding midfield spot. Mishcic just going to look to get on the ball in dangerous spots and create chances.
And Martinez, as he came off the pitch, you could see how exhausted he was running around the field for nearly 80 minutes in the middle of the park.
Yeah, he put in a lot of work tonight. Did well to sort of straddle that line between being aggressive and going overboard with that yellow card looming over him. Was still able to put in some good tackles and, like you said, put in a really good shift.
Here comes Garrett McLaughlin and T2 yet again. McLaughlin on a hat trick. Slips it to Altobelli. Trying to get by two NCFC defenders is Julian Altobelli. Now trying to shield off Mbai. Finds Petrasso. And with his weaker right foot, almost gets it out of kicks it out of the stadium on that chance.
Yeah, I'm not sure that right foot is his favored one.
Just a little under 10 minutes left, plus stoppage time for NCFC to pick up a result here in this crazy fixture that we've had here today in Cary, North Carolina, Austin.
It's been a wild one. You know, you hate to dwell on referees or use it as an excuse, but both the red card and the no call on the Cole Frame breakaway really just sort of game-altering moments.
Here's Dante Campbell putting the ball in for Thompson. McLaughlin! Oh, he just missed that chance for his hat trick.
see he wants it.
Garrett McLaughlin, the SMU product.
Good hard run into that near post and not able to redirect it on frame. But again, just so dangerous in those areas.
Flick evades on Tonaglu, and frame is brought down by Petrasso. Free kick at midfield for NCFC. The USL on ESPN stays in the Mountain Division with a midweek contest on Wednesday, July 21st on ESPN2, with playoff positioning heating up in the Lone Star State when Alex Tambakis and New Mexico United travel to San Antonio FC. You can catch it live at 9:30 Eastern, Wednesday, July 21st on ESPN2. Flick runs into trouble, and Politz passes to Altabelli. Counter is on for T2. Altabelli, Yates looking to seal it, and McLaughlin picks up the rebound and has his hat trick. The counterattack works wonders, and Garrett McLaughlin putting in a man of the match performance as it's 4-2 in favor of Toronto 2.
Yeah, I think he had man of the match locked up, but that puts some icing on the cake for him. It was a great counter. You can see these sort of intercrossing runs giving North Carolina FC trouble. And Yates fires one at McGuire, who's not able to put that one out of play. And McLaughlin is there to clean it up to complete his hat trick.
Garrett McLaughlin definitely in position to be the USL Player of the Week. The third player in USL League One with a hat trick this season. Joining Marios Lomas, who picked up a hat trick against New England Revolution 2 on the 4th of July, and Greg Hurst, the Scotsman for Union Omaha, who picked up a hat trick in their 4-2 win, also against Revs 2 in June.
Some dark clouds rolling in, reflecting the mood of this North Carolina FC team, I'm sure.
Long ball towards Christo, chested down. Mishcic on the ball for NCFC, gets it to this near side. Switching field is Kamara. Has Flick in support. Kamara evading 1, 2 defenders in white, trying to chip it to Christo, dealt with by T2. Mishcic recovers. Now Flores. Al-Badawi finds Christo in space. Robbie Christo. It's blocked by Maples. Christo again, and it's touched away for a corner kick. Vikala was planted on the goal line, and seeing that it was deflected, it could have gone anywhere, as Christo had 2 good chances there.
The one thing we know about this team, they're not going to give up. They've been in every game. Despite the scoreline here, down 2 goals, 5 minutes left, down a man, they're still going to keep fighting.
And now Kamara with the corner kick. Christo got his head on it.
He's the target, no doubt on those. And I'm sure Toronto FC2 know that as well. He was marked tightly. Still able to get his head on it, but I believe it was Kevin Politz that put him off just enough to keep him from heading that one on goal.
And with a 2-goal lead, Toronto 2 will look to finish this off, as NCFC's looking to bring in another sub in Josh Cohen. And now Altabelli finds Garrett McLaughlin onside. McGuire got a touch to it, and that was almost 4 for the T2 striker. We mentioned that McLaughlin was drafted by the Houston Dynamo, and then he signed with Toronto, and I hope that Toronto, the MLS side that has Josie Altidore as a striker. And can look at McLaughlin and see the work that he has put in. 8 goals now on the season for McLaughlin, as NCFC will make 2 changes. Also, Peter Pearson's going to come in for Nazmi Al-Badawi, as well as Cohen coming in for Kamara. And they gave it their best.
Yeah, both players impactful on the night, and just sort of hamstrung by that early red card, not able to impact the game probably quite as much as they would have liked, but great to see Nazmi Al-Badawi back out there and putting in a solid 87, 88 minutes. I'm sure he's feeling it. It's been a while since he's played that number of minutes, but just the start for him in terms of getting back into a rhythm and finding his form again.
Yeah, trying to be the conductor of this NCFC offense from an advanced position as a number 10 in the first half, and then being as a number 8 in the second half, being a man down as Pearson picks a pocket, trying to find a pass. It's just behind Cole Frame, and now Kosi Thompson trying to shake off both Pearson and Flores. It's going to be a throw to Toronto, and looks like they're going to make another change here in the 89th minute with number 65, Anthony Kurich. Central midfielder for central midfielder is Stephen Yates. Number 72 will come out.
Very impressed with Stephen Yates tonight. I think, he a little bit quiet, subtle player, but just started so many of the dangerous chances that they created with his clean passing, his technical ability, his intelligence.
Here's Mishchich on the ball for NCFC. As Flores in support. Cross in towards Robbie Cristo. And you can see how he was diving like Superman, trying to get his head on that ball on the cross from Flores. And getting word from our team, it looks like 4 minutes is going to be added on here at the end of this match as winds picking up. Threat of thunderstorms in the area tonight. And Toronto 2 and Mike Munoz is going to come out of here with another 3 points, their 4th win in their last 6 games. And this win is going to propel them up to 5th place in League One, right behind Tormenta FC. So this is a side to be reckoned with. We mentioned in the standings the difference between 4th place and 11th place is separated by 4 points. And obviously the key for John Bradford is to make sure that the players recover well. Get ready for their next opponent, the Richmond Kickers, on Wednesday, as Toronto 2 get a corner kick. Dean Linke, the voice of North Carolina Football Club, will be back on the call with Austin here.
Yeah, definitely a quick turnaround, and that game becomes even bigger now. You can't keep dropping points at home if you want to have any chance of working your way back into that playoff picture. And
obviously, Toronto, too, taking their time, knowing that you have to give NCFC players have to give them 10 yards, as McLaughlin will just hit it off and get another corner kick. We mentioned Toronto's schedule at halftime. They travel to New England, and then they'll be back home in Canada for their first home game in nearly 2 years on July 30th against the defending USL League One champion Greenville Triumph. That's could be very interesting, the way that Toronto has been playing against a very, one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, it's a nice little homecoming for them. And as you said, they've been very impressive.
Pearson loses the ball, out to belly shot, stopped by McGuire.
And McGuire has made some big saves to keep this one within arm's length.
So we're into the final minute of stoppage time. Cristo switching the point of attack for Cohen, but he can't get to it. Josh Cohen, the 23-year-old out of Indianapolis, coming from Tucson last season. Mishchich on the ball for North Carolina. To Cohen on this near side in the corner. Cohen's left-footed cross to the far post. Cristo got a head on it. Second ball in. And Flores with a chance. And that may be the last kick of the match here, as we've had the 4 minutes. And Toronto, too, is going to come out with 3 points here. We said it's been the first time in 3 years since they've come and played NCFC, when both sides played in the USL Championship. And after that 2018 season, they moved down to League One when League One opened in 2019. And they are playing some exceptional football, led by that man, Garrett McLaughlin, who ends up with a hat trick today in their 4-2 win, Austin. He was sensational.
He was excellent. He was the player that we highlighted coming into the game, and he proved us right with an exceptional performance. 3 goals, one of which may be on the Sports Center Top 10 tomorrow morning.
Absolutely, and give a lot of credit to NCFC and how they fought being a man down for so long. It was tied at 2, and then Carlini with the game-winning goal. Again, we want to thank our entire crew for presenting this USL League One game here on ESPN+. For Austin Deleuze, I'm Brian Ware saying thanks again for watching. NCFC will be back in action here in Cary on Wednesday against the Richmond Kickers. Thanks for watching.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
So, how do you like your urgent care? At Wake Med, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. My Care 365 open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies on your tablet. So download the Wake Med All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.